Dad and mother got divorced when I was 5. I was born in Douglas, Wyoming, and he was an old-time cowboy and bronc rider. So I went with him, and he would stay about 2 months on every job. Grass was always greener on the other side, and I was raised in bunkhouses, and worked with horses most of my life, or up until I really settled in steady on the leather trade. But the way I got started, I was working for a riding stable in Phoenix, Arizona, and I always hung out in the saddle shops in my time off, even from town to town. But Porter's in Phoenix was a big shop, and I would go in there and hang around and get in everybody's way, and kept saying, well, I'm going to learn how to do this someday. Well, there was a younger boy in there at that time, was going to school and working part-time. His name was Cliff Ketchum. And Cliff was later on well known, but he got tired of me saying, well, I'm going to learn this someday. He said, well, we'll get some scrap leather over there and get you some nails and make some tools, because a lot of those old-timers wouldn't tell you where to get tools, and there wasn't any tools available except Nick Millen and a couple of the bigger companies, but there wasn't that many craft stores around where you could everybody could go. So I couldn't wait to get back to the stables, and for a swivel knife I sawed off a chair leg or a piece of an old chair rung and bent a piece of tin and drove a nail down through it to make a swivel on top, and took a file and broke it off and stuck it up in the broom and or a piece of wood. I used that for 2 or 3 years. But then I jumped around from here to there, but I got started on doing the work at night mostly as a hobby, and I just for trading things. I'd make belts and headstalls and things like that. And in the bunkhouse at night, you didn't work places where you didn't go to town every night. You stayed there all the time. Like in Glacier Park, I worked for the Park Saddle Horse Company, and I was in there for 3 months and never got out of there for 3 months. And we were sleeping in tents, and I was stamping on an old wooden crate with a little piece of marble, and cutting out my belts with a hunting knife. I mean, instead of a round knife. But anyway, I was trading belts and making more money than I was riding or wrangling horses. So I came out of the park that time, and the first shop I really worked in was for Paul Showalter in Patagonia, Arizona. And I'd done enough belt work that he needed somebody to stamp belts. So he offered me $5 a week in room and board. And so I got to where I stayed there a little while, but I found out I couldn't even go to the country dances and get by with that way. So I took off for California, back to the polo fields. I'd worked around the polo fields. And but I was still doing any spare time I had. I would make belts or whatever, novelty stuff. And I kept doing that, worked for several shops. I kind of got my dad's habit of going ever so often. I'd work up in this country in the summertime and either Arizona or California in the wintertime. But there'd be about 6 weeks in between jobs on account of you would leave Arizona when it's hot and dry to get up here, and you get up here too early and things weren't opened up here. So I'd work for these shops up here just stamping belts, and could have had a job all the time, but I couldn't stand it inside. So anyway, when I came out of World War II, I had 3 or 4 or 5 jobs waiting for me, and they were looking for help, and I agreed to come back here and go to work for Rudy Nudra if he'd teach me to make saddles instead of. But in the meantime, I'd work for Porter's and Dudley in California, and 6 or 8 places, just for short periods of time, and that's how I got in the saddle thing. So then I worked for him for a year. He taught me the saddle trade, or got me fundamentals, and I was working piecework, $25 a saddle, and I was making 3 saddles a week, and I mean, that was everything. I was stringing them up, oiling them, and I didn't cover the stirrups or make the cinches and stuff, but I was fast at that time, and it wasn't any clickers, it was all hand fit, but I got too smart, and so I opened my own shop, and it went real well for a couple of years, and then we bought an acreage out of town, and I couldn't stand it inside anymore, so I had to go. I started breaking horses again, but then I jumped in and did both. I was breaking some horses part of the time, and then working half time at night mostly on the leather work just to fill in. And then I jumped back and forth, worked for Nudras again, and for Ernst and Cowboy, and in 63, I decided that horses were getting juicier and ranker, and I was getting older, and so I made my mind to stay with it this time, and then it just really increased. I mean, it grew so fast I couldn't hardly keep up with it. So, and in 63, we were across the street in the back of a sporting goods store, and I took over the whole store, or the location, and it outgrew it, and bought the building across the street in 73, it was outgrown in about 2 years, so we built the rope building in the back, and bought another building north of there, and then it's gone on from there. I mean, it's about the same as it was then, except the museum. Kids coming along, and I couldn't run them off, so no, they were, it was a place. That was one reason I got a little bigger, was because it's a job for them to do with going to school. I mean, when they were in high school and everything, and then they just seemed to want to instead of working, they wanted to come to me, and they more or less told me, that they were coming, but. One of my boys, well, I shouldn't say this, one of my boys, he, wanted to take over right away, and I finally said, well, one of us is going to have to go, and it wasn't going to be me, so, but he's still with us, so, but that's, family operation is touchy, but it's worked out pretty good.